Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Loads PC, and more specifically, almost said pacifically there, welcome back to the play-by-email game against Invictus of War in the Pacific. So, some early movement. Us taking a base in northeast New Guinea, which is fine. Nothing too extravagant, but hey-ho, it's always good to be taking more stuff. Slowly progressing. We are in an interesting, as I said before, an interesting spot with this campaign. Invictus has had a really kind of good start. He's caused us some issues. We've been doing... Now for fucking submarines! We've been doing okay, but we are losing far too much shipping at the moment, which is my big worry. The amount of shipping that is being hit is not great. In the skies, we've done pretty well. Okay. Not bad. Okay. Possibly sinking slash, doing some serious damage to a, US destroyer. I'll take that. Okay. Wow, we managed to get a hit on a yard patrol, but with no, no damage. That's a rarity. Normally that's the Americans that do that. This Corvette is following the I-4 still, but they seem to have buggered off. But yes, in the air, we seem to be doing pretty well in the air war, particularly over China. A few days ago, we had massive success over the Flying Tigers with some zeros, and we're trying to kind of carry on that attack and push on. Now, something I do need to show you guys is the weather reports. I keep forgetting to look at them, so then when I'm kind of like, there's been no weather. Why is this weather stuff happening? Yada, yada, yada. It's a little bit confusing, and I'm always getting it wrong. We are trying to bomb Singapore and Changte at night, but this is a kind of big issue that we kind of have with Japanese aircraft. Obviously, yes, it's still relatively early war, but we don't have, radar that can kind of navigate us onto places. We did manage to hit Changte with some Bettys tonight, which is useful. Whether or not the Flying Tigers are still there, I don't know. It would be bold to think that. But if we do damage to Changte, given that, it is relatively close to the front lines, it does deny Invictus one of those bases. This is what he's kind of done to us at times, so I'm kind of glad that we're doing it back. And, if there was any Flying Tigers there, well, then, they're not going to be able to fly as effectively. We have managed to get some Nels flying over Singapore. Not sure exactly how much damage they're going to be doing there. It doesn't seem like they did a lot, which is a shame, because, again, the aim of the Nels is there's a lot of buffaloes in Singapore, and we want to kind of negate that before too much, before we suffer too many air casualties from those. So that is the kind of aim of that. We've got actually quite a few bombers hitting Changte tonight, so hopefully that means that's got quite a bit of damage done to it, so that should be good. We're happy with that. A few more Nels coming over to Singapore. 3 allied aircraft damage. That's what we want to see. That's why we're doing this. So we lost 1 aircraft to flak, which is a little bit frustrating. And I'll make sure that we are producing some Nels to make sure that we don't run out of those. But seeing 3 buffaloes damaged, that's really good. That's why we're bombing at night, to make sure that we can do that. Obviously, flying over Singapore, whether it's the day or the night, is going to be dangerous because it's very, very heavily defended. So, yeah, we've got a submarine fighting with a light cargo ship here. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if the Permit has taken any... Permit took a few hits. The AKL's probably going to disappear as well. But, again, an AKL compared to a submarine... I'd rather lose the AKL and do a lot of damage to a submarine, so we'll see. Although the submarine was on fire, which would mean that, he just needs to go under the water and I'm sure he'd be fine. Dutch sub near Balikpapan, which obviously needs to be found and destroyed, because that's always a worry when we find those. Dutch subs particularly more dangerous than their American counterparts, or at least the more modern American counterparts, because the Mark 14 torpedo is absolutely terrible. Again, we find it again, but they are still searching, but failing to find it. So not ideal, but hey-ho. At least we know it's there. So a lot happening this evening. The night of the 11th into the 12th, or the 12th into the 13th. I'm never quite sure exactly how these dates work. I'm guessing that the orders take place on the date that is shown up the top. So that would have been the night of the 11th into the 12th. And then this will be... Ooh. Now then, that is quite annoying. Now, there's some severe damage to the perch here. That was close. Now, hopefully, that's enough to send the perch elsewhere. Because that, if I remember rightly, good, another severe hit on a submarine. It doesn't look like we're actually completely sinking this, but again, we are causing, the last few days we've been doing a lot better in regards to doing damage to US and allied submarines. Now the sub has gone too deep here for our depth charges, which is frustrating, just off Japan. But, the fact that we are managed to get some damage on these subs is really good. Now, something that it does seem to be is it does seem that Invictus is kind of using, wolf packs as such. He's using amazing, again, another hit. That's really, really good. He does seem to be using, 2 or 3 subs in the same place. So it does seem that even if we're hitting one of those subs, he's got another one there. Now, luckily for us there, it does seem like we managed to hit both of them, which is great. I'm not going to complain at being able to hit 2 submarines in one day and cause them severe damage. We'll see if we think that they've been sunk. I doubt that they would have been, but you never know. So we'll have a look. Bombing raids, and fuck me, how many buffaloes has he got? I'm going to have to tell these Oscars to stop sweeping. Because according to that, he had 63 buffaloes, which really makes me wonder what the hell, how many squadrons he's got over there. And obviously also, makes me want to bomb the ever-loving crap out of Singapore even more. And again, wanting to do it at night to limit the risk of losing aircraft. So, yeah. Now, he is flying his own aircraft, Hudsons now, and they've managed to get through. They probably will do some damage here. Actually, we're okay. Surprisingly, despite the fact that our guys were on the move, and, I suppose it's jungle, but yeah, they're on the move. Our Oscars are not doing particularly well against these Hudsons, which is rather frustrating. We are losing Oscars to defensive fire, which is annoying. I was talking before about how we were doing well in the air war, and now over Malaya we are not doing so well. So yeah, we will have to see what the situation is here. Now, I think the big problem with 1B Oscars is that they don't have enough kind of firepower. Again, let's hope that this hasn't done too much damage. No, they didn't do any damage, although they are flying and dropping 4 lots of 250-pound bombs, so they are dropping a fair amount of ordnance on top of us. But yeah, I think the 1B Oscars don't have enough firepower. If I remember rightly, they are one 50 caliber machine gun, or the equivalent of, and one 30 caliber machine gun, so 12.7 and 7.7 millimeters, respectively. The 1Cs, I think, get 2 12.7, which is not a huge jump up, but it is much better. Obviously, the 1As, which is things we're trying not to use, are using 2 7.7s, but I will double check to see exactly what that is. I could be wrong. It could be that the 1Bs are also using 2 30 cals, and it's the 1C that has the 1 and 1. But we will see. We will see. Because again, that's something we need to kind of think of, and it's one of the kind of early problems. Now we could get a 0 down there, which does have a 20mm cannon. Now we are going for a deliberate attack here at Shengshou. We did this yesterday because we're reducing these fortifications down, and actually, when we start to notice, yeah, that's what's really big. Without those fortifications, the Chinese troops aren't going to be doing as well. We've got a lot of squads disabled, but not destroyed, which is good. And just in general, the Allies, the Chinese took more casualties than us. Lots of engineers destroyed, lots of non-combat destroyed, and in fact, an entire unit has been destroyed here. So, fight in Shengshou is going pretty well. Deliberate attack at Tarakan, still not breaking through. Still suffering quite a few casualties. We need to get through that. It's frustrating me. This is the fight near Mandano. The force is still retreating, which is really, really frustrating. We might just leave them there. Allied bombardment attack at Clark Field. I imagine this might cause us a little bit of an issue, but we can start to see that this numbers are starting to balance out. The 48th Division has got a lot of assault value. And it wasn't as bad as it has been. And we've also obviously got units on the way. The 38th Division, for example, is a big one. Okay, we've got a lot of airfields expanding. So we might have to go and stop those from expanding. Although Xinjiang, well, Xinjiang at 6 is probably as big as it needs to be. So that's fine. So what we're going to look at, we're going to look at weather. We're going to look at our industry. We're going to make sure we're not kind of expanding too many airfields. And just kind of have a bit of a brief look at where things are and how things are going throughout. Something we do need to be a little bit better at is our garrison. We are losing a little bit too much to garrison. Before we do go over there, I just want to check. Let's go over here. Ships under repair. How are these doing? 1 day. Okay, so there's a couple of ships here, which are going to be able to carry troops. That will be done in 1 day. What we're going to do is we're going to put them to the pier side, because then they should be nice and ready to go. Once they're done, rather than being in the shipyard and then needing another day to get sorted. So hopefully that should prepare them get them ready quite quickly. And then along with the escorts and the other ships down here, they can take the 53rd Division where we need it, which, to be brutally honest, is going to be Singapore. I think that's the place we need to be focusing on. So let us just go and have a look at those air bases that were being built and stop them from building even more. So the main places was Musei, which was up here somewhere. There it is. That is at 7. I don't need that to be any more. That's more than big enough. So Kayamuse, Xinjiang, again, that can stop building at 6. That's fine. What else we got? That's Calcutta. Why do we know it? Why are we knowing about Calcutta? Oita and Qinhe. Now Qinhe, if I think, is over here somewhere, is it not? Or am I going insane? I can search for the base if it needs to. That might be the easiest way to do it. Let me just double check. It was Oita, wasn't it? Oita. Okay, which again, so the game had crashed then. Which is over here somewhere. But let's just go to where is it? Bases. And then let's go to O, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Waiter base. There it is. Okay, so that was expanding. Level 4, I think, is going to be fine. And then the other one, just to confirm, was Qinhe. So again, go to bases, go up this time to C. Okay, let's go Qinhe. There we go. It was in Korea. It was the one I missed. That's fine. I don't really need that to expand either, so that's fine. Okay, so something I just want to check. I want to check our industry in regards to air production. I just want to make sure we are still making some Nels, which we are. We actually have quite a few in the stockpile. Probably more than we need. So I can't knock that down as such. But we will see when we kind of get to a point where we can, upgrade them completely. Now, the other thing I want us to sort is... Oh my god, we've got loads of nates here as well. Which can't be upgraded just yet. Oh, actually, no, they can to 1Cs. Okay, let's just double check what the 1Cs have. Two 12.7mm machine guns. Okay. And the 1Bs, yeah, they're 1 and 1, so they're not as good. Okay, so we could upgrade those, which would be intriguing. And we do got a lot of Oscars. That's some bad English. We have got a lot of Oscars over here, which for some reason are on a 90% cap, and are doing a load of sweep. So let us put them on 50% cap, 50% sweep, and let's upgrade these to 2Cs. Now it's going to take a day or two for them to get together, but yeah, why not? I would say, it'll give them the better aircraft. We've got them available, so that's totally fine. Okay, check the weather as well. So what we can see is over in China and Burma, although we're not really too worried about that at the moment. China and Burma, thunderstorms, so the likelihood of flights in there is going to be quite low. In the Dutch East Indies, we have clear skies, so hopefully we'll be able to fly no problem. And clear skies elsewhere. So generally the weather the next day is pretty good for us, so that's good. Let's have a quick look at signal intelligence, see if anything's interesting. Radio transmissions detected at Pago. Radio transmissions detected at Midway, and radio transmissions at Kodiak. Now, Pearl Harbor I'm not going to fight, because obviously Pearl Harbor is there's always going to be heavy. Now, Kodiak is up here. That makes me think that he is planning, Invictus is planning to kind of dig in and set up Dutch Harbor, perhaps, or one of the other islands, as a submarine base. It's closer to Japan than anything else, so that would make sense. We might even plan soon a little escapade over there to deal with the Aleutian Islands. Also, Pago. Now, Pago is down here. It's interesting that we're getting radio transmissions from there, because this is on the way to Suva. Now, this is where I would expect to see tankers come down, kind of in this general area. That's why we got a load of submarines down here, trying to see if we can spot them. What have we spotted in there? APs and DDs. Okay, so... did we manage to sink one of those DDs yesterday? Again, let's go to intelligence report. Ships sunk. Let's go to allied ships. Let's go all ships for the allied, actually. Last turn, nothing there. According to this, at the beginning of the, yesterday the Sims went down. Possibly. Again, not too much in terms of... although the Sargo is being reported as being destroyed as well. And the Shark. But we've seen S-classes. I don't know if it's the same ones or not. Yeah. Not sure about that. It's one of those things where it seems a little bollocks. Or am I getting my dates wrong on that? No, that would be the 1st of... 12th of the 1st. And what date is it now? Yeah, it would have been yesterday. The Sims, perhaps. But I don't think it was the Sims. I think it was that one that we hit. And we saw that we'd hit it. So that's, again, interesting, to say the least. Now, we should have some stuff offloading, as well as some stuff mine laying. Have they laid their mines? Onto this, they have. Yes, Rabul now has some mines here. It's got 25 defensive mines. Can they replenish at Rabul, or do they have to go elsewhere? No fuel transferred. Don't have their mines on there yet. This is the one thing I'm not very up to date with, so I need to keep an eye on and see how things go. Okay, so that's transport. We got more transport there. Let us swing the... I don't really want to swing them too much. Everything else, what have we got over here? There is a task force spotted in Port Moresby, but again, doesn't seem to suggest much there. Keep an eye on that and see how things go. Meanwhile, let's make sure that Tarakan is attacking rather than bombarding. Give up the attack. Elsewhere is fine, although what we do need to do is we do need to keep minesweeping Saraminda, just to make sure we don't hit anything. No combat situations going on over in Malaya just yet. It's been very kind of quiet over there. A lot of moving troops back and forth. But other than that, not a lot. There's a whole infantry regiment here, kind of hanging around. Let's move them into there and see what they can do. We're moving towards Kukong as well, with some units, so that'll be interesting. And then we need to sort out our, some of our deployments, and just make sure that everything is good and proper. Cheng Shao, are we still fighting? We are still fighting. Let's make sure we do some deliberate attacks. Let's get the... And the guns aren't going to be bombarding for some reason. Not sure. But that's been going well, so we might as well keep that up and see how things go. Elsewhere, I think maybe what we need to get is... We do have some Babs over here. Where are they flying at the moment? Let's put them on 50-50. Search and Brest. Actually, I don't know if I need that. Let us fly them over Cheng Ta to see what they can see, just in case there is anything still there. I imagine there's probably not, but we will see. Now, what have we got going on elsewhere? We should have some Babs doing recon over Hamelabang, and according to this, 2,000 units, and there are some ships there as well. So nothing too dramatic just yet. Where's the rest of the 4th? It's in Task Force 304. Where is Task Force 304? It is just heading towards Camera Bay now. I think, if I remember rightly... Yeah, this is the kind of last little bits of the 2nd Division, which is what we're going to use to attack... towards Batavia and Java. They're going to be the kind of key forces going there. Elsewhere over here, most things are doing pretty well. We've got planes here. 24th Sentai, if I remember rightly, are the the Tojo aircraft, Ki-44s. Okay. I think most things are kind of just happening as we want them to be. There's no real reason to do too much at the moment. We do have... Oh, is that the whole 38th off? Surely not. No, can't be. No, it's not. There's still quite a bit left on the ships. But they are getting offloaded. It's a shame that the port isn't big enough to just offload very quickly, but they are moving these troops off, which is good. Again, once they're off, they should hopefully help swing the battle in our favor. And we also do have a load of troops coming up now as well, towards pretty much the entire 16th Division as well, moving towards Clark Field. So again, hopefully we're going to have enough there to deal with the Allies and the Americans in Clark Field. And once we've done that, then we can kind of push on and do what we need to do. Okay, let me just check how our research is going. Let's make sure things are being built. Helens are coming along nicely. Stuff is getting built, but it's still not really ticking over. Again, research is one of those things that always confuses me, and is very, very strange. Okay. Now, all industry. How much heavy industry do we have? So we need, let's just quickly do some quick maths here. Let me, this is, in case you couldn't guess, this is a live recording, everybody. Welcome. Do remember to like and subscribe and follow the channel and join us over on Discord as well. But let's have a quick look at this. So we require, for heavy industry, we need 3,720 for armament, 432 for vehicles, 8,550 for engines, 7,470 for air, 4,152 for naval shipyards, and then 2,421 for the merchant shipyards. Okay, now, for all those people saying, why don't you just get Tracker? I do have Tracker, but I also just always forget to use it, so don't worry about that. 10, 15, 9, so that would be 4, carry the 2. 10, 27, carry the 2, 10, 26, 2, so that's 8. So according to this, we need 28,745 heavy industry, which sounds about right, to be fair. Okay, that sounds about right for the amount of heavy industry we require. And then producing wise, 2,700. Oh wait, no, 5,460, 3,900, 640, 560. 560. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to do just like up to this page basically, because then I'll go up to the 200s and then we'll leave it there just to see roughly how far away we are. So then there is a 300. There is a 280, 240, and another 240. Okay, and then we can just add the 200s on easily. So that is 0. Then we've got 2. So 3. Wait. So 8 carried 3. 2, 4, 6, 12, 22, 28, 32, 41. Okay, so according to this, without the 200s, which to be fair, it's not that, it's only another 1,000 or so. Yeah, maybe we're making another 2,000-3,000 overall. We are short of production of heavy industry. Oh wait, it literally says it there. I just did all that maths for nothing. Although my number is a little bit higher than that. Okay, so what we are is we're 14,000 short at the moment. Now we've got 135,000 heavy industry at the moment. Oof. Okay, that's worrying. That's very worrying. So we need to up our heavy industry by a fair chunk to make sure that we are producing the things that we require. Now, we are collecting resources, we are collecting areas to get stuff, but yeah, we need to double our industry, our heavy industry, to get what we need. So, let us chuck a let's add another 100 on at Tokyo, another 100, another 100, and another 100, another 100. So 500 at Tokyo, and then let's do 500 at Osaka. Now that's going to be another. Wait, what? Oh, because of supply. Fuck. That's not going to be loads. That's obviously only going to be an extra 1,000 or so. But we do need to make sure that we are producing that. that sort of stuff, and we're getting things to it. Just so that we don't end up in a bad way in regards to our resources. Now, something that we can do, for example, to make sure that we are helping with this, is if we go to cargo, and we go to speed, let's just have a look at what we've got. I don't want the ones that are too long. Let's take the 6K ships. Make sure they're not in TFs either. As well as these guys, a couple of these. Okay. Let's take it up to 23,000 should be fine. Now, let's combine these with a couple of patrol boats. From these patrol boats, they don't have a lot of range. But what these guys are going to do is set home port, Hong Kong, and then they're going to travel to Hong Kong, and they're going to pick up a load of resources from Hong Kong. Just to, again, you know, we've got a lot of resources being produced down here, as well, you know, as heavy industry to produce supplies and things. The resources need repairing here to make sure they're up at 60. What about Canton? How is that doing? That's 100 resources. That's fine. A lot of light industry at Hong Kong as well, but that should be totally fine. Also, I want that repaired. I want that bigger. Okay, so we'll leave it there for the time being. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. As I say, please do remember to like and subscribe and do the whole Discord doodads. Do go check out Invictus's point of view, but don't let us know what's going on with it. You know, keep that to yourselves because you know it's good to not know what he's doing. It makes it more fun. But until next time, everybody, have a very, very good day, and I will see you soon. Bye.